life that I think hinges on a deep sense of community and taking care of each other. Again, being healthy and outdoors, you know, and trusting that being out on our sidewalks and on our streets and in our parks is safe and is the right choice to be out there doing our activities. And I think those things are things that we need to protect and make sure we're keeping beautiful, right? That we're keeping strong.
I can tell you she's talking my language already. Decatur FM, you can listen online at decaturfm.com, or if you want to do it on the go, you can download the Decatur FM app for your mobile phone. It's Voices of Decatur, Monday through Thursday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. with yours truly, Mike Johnson. It's actually wickedly genius. It's crazy funny, and we talk about any and everything happening in the neighborhood, and we also do one-on-one interviews with people in the neighborhood, because I've always said everybody that I've met in this city, they have amazing stories, and we want to highlight them every night. So take a listen. Voices of Decatur from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday right here on Decatur FM.
It's 9 o'clock. You're listening to my daddy, Mikey, right here on Decatur FM. Hey, Mikey, who are you interviewing tonight? I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, sweetie. We are Decatur FM, any and everything Decatur. It is Meet Your Neighbor, Tuesday, 9 p.m. each and every Monday through Wednesday. We do it. On Thursdays, we do Oakhurst Bingo with my good friend and neighbor, James Radford. So Thursday night, make sure you check him out. And Meet Your Neighbor brought to you, of course, by Terrific Thursdays, happening again this Thursday through the 19th. Every Thursday in the square, you get to keep it in Decatur. Come on through, come on by the shops at Decatur. They're waiting for you. Let's support our local retailer shops. And this Thursday, we're doing cookie night. It's demonizing. It's a bad thing, man. It's a good and a bad thing at the same time. I'm talking about ginger snaps and chocolate chunk. They're going to be having a cookie tasting extravaganza at participating stores. So if you pass by any store in Decatur that's participating in Terrific Thursdays, you get to taste some amazing cookies, and you get to vote on them on social media to see which one's the best. Tonight, live in the studio, good buddy of mine. And I'll tell you, we're going to get into how we became friends, and 6 degrees of separation, how we knew a lot of the same people. My buddy Jamie from the Networq is here. Jamie Moungkhoune is in the building. Welcome, brother.
What's up, Mike?
How are you, man?
I'm
Get a little
great.
bit closer to that mic.
So a little closer to the mic. Can you turn me up there?
Yeah,
Can
there
you guys
you go.
hear me?
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Testing.
How's your Tuesday been, man?
So far, so good, man.
So far?
Just, living the dream.
Living
right
the
now,
dream.
Feeling great.
All right, so we connected, and I'll tell some folks the story. So we've been friends for a minute, and I remember one time we were sitting, we had breakfast one morning, and we just chopping it up, and I was telling you about Decatur FM and everything else, and you were telling me about some of the CBD stuff that you're doing, and you mentioned a good friend of mine that was actually on the station a few months ago. Dr. Michael Chan Frazier,
yeah, he's
right?
The man.
And it's funny because like you're sitting there telling me about this guy that I clearly know, right? And you're like, he's great, and this is how I met him, and like there was a connection. I was like, okay, cool, yeah. Now what's the guy's name? He said Dr. Mike. I was like, Chan Frazier? You're like, yeah. I was like, no way, he's my guy, right?
Yeah.
And I made some stuff for him a while ago. We became friends, and then you guys are friends, and then it was just a great circle, right? And that's what community is all about, and that's one of the reasons why Decatur FM was born, right? It's like just amazing how we get around, and like you don't know that I know him, and like you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Atlanta's already a small place, and we all know that, but still, like, to know somebody and get connected like that, from...
I'm going to really do this for you.
Yeah,
boom.
Come on.
Yeah,
okay,
I
boom.
want to hear you.
All right, we're good
Every
there.
single word. Yeah,
So meeting Mike and hearing your story about...
That's funny. He's going to say Mike. You got to... Dr. Mike.
I'm sorry, Dr. Michael.
So you can know which one you're talking about. Like, which one are we talking about?
Yeah. I'll consider you MJ.
MJ, there you go. Perfect.
So Dr. Mike, meeting him and getting connected, and then telling this story about how great of a person somebody is, and how good you are to meet him, and then somebody else is like, wait, are you talking about this guy? Like this guy that does this? And then you connect it, and you're like, hold on. All right.
Yeah.
So then you had a story about him making you some wings, which was...
I did. I made him some.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
A little tripped up there.
Yeah.
But he had received a pair of wings from you that you made, which was pretty cool too.
Yeah. Made them for his mom and dad.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So getting that connected and really feeling that connection between you and listening about Decatur radio that day and that morning.
Yeah.
I'm definitely glad I got connected. Oh, you know what? I want to do something for you, Mike.
You want to do something?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
get started already.
I brought a little gift. Before I wanted to kick it off. I wanted to kick. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we can do that now.
I wanted to kick it off.
Yeah, what's the gift?
So I know you just had, a newborn.
Oh.
So for you and your old lady and your wife and your
don't
rock.
Don't say that, man. You say old lady, she's gonna smack you.
Young, beautiful lady. She is
Thank
amazing.
you, man.
She is amazing.
Thank
so
you.
This is for
oh,
you.
Brother, appreciate that.
Yep. I wanted to get you that just to
gifts.
show a little token of appreciation.
Baby.
Yeah.
Baby, I don't know when we're gonna drink this, but we're gonna drink it, all right?
Hopefully,
it's gonna help. Thank you, brother.
And maybe it'll help you sleep because I know you know.
we got a couple different recipes on how we can get to sleep tonight, actually. So to go back to Dr. Mike's story and to refresh everybody. So when I got a chance to talk to Mike, obviously we've been friends, but I had him in. His story is one of an amazing one. Western medicine was his thing. He kind of dove into that a bit, being a doctor of psychology, and just saw that there were holes in that, and just the way that was done, and had a new calling, and he decided to start doing all this energy work and energy healing, which is the science on this is amazing, right?
It's life-changing.
It is, and you were the one who kind of told me that's how you guys connected, because he did some energy stuff for you, and obviously I connected with him and did the same thing, and then we brought Vonda in, who it was just like a whole web of people that we all knew. Yeah, a community,
And now that it's interconnected, I mean, I've been. Now that I'm an ambassador of the We Network, right. I've been networking with the crew at the Vonda House, and everybody there is just excelling, meeting new people. So we're getting out there, and it's from a it's interesting because you develop yourself and you get to this point in your life where you want to get better, you want to achieve more, you want to accomplish more. So in my process of learning about psychology and diving deep into my brain and figuring out what makes me tick, what makes me work, I ran across Dr. Michael Chan Frazier at the Lifetime Gym, and it just so happened that he's like, Jamie, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm an energy worker. And I'm like, what's that? Immediately
you're like on purpose?
Yeah,
you did on purpose?
Seriously? And now he's like my spiritual counselor, and that's been amazing.
Good dude, man.
Yeah,
always checks on me right now. He knows that we're going through it with the baby. So he's always checking on me. Mike check, 1 2 1 2. You're alive. And I'll send, as long as I send him a form of life, he's like, you're good.
Yeah. That's awareness, because when you have people like that in a group network that check on you, I mean, you can't ask for more than that, so it's good to be connected with them.
And what's great, it's like you guys, honestly, it's the importance of just being, right? They have always, like Mike and Vonda and yourself, are in this space where it's just all about the here and the now. We get so caught up in the rat race, and we always got to remind ourselves of that, because you can get caught up in the rat race really fast, really quick. You know what I mean? And not even realize that you're in the race. So it's to stop for a minute and just to be, that's a really taking care of yourself, self-care, right?
Yeah,
we always talk about that. I had a good friend. You actually said you listened last night, which I appreciated.
Yeah, I caught a good 5-10 minutes of it.
So Dr. Kristen Moody was on last night. We were talking about empathy, and it's just something that we need in the world today, right?
A lot of interesting things said about that too.
So it's just that whole being in self-care, and that's a very important part of it, and how much we need to practice. It's great. But anyway, so one of the reasons why, just to let everybody know and introduce, I always like to introduce people, interesting people to the neighborhood. That you are, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
That you are an
interesting
fellow.
I take that as a compliment.
No, you do. You do. I mean, you guys completely are. And I know that you were part of the We Network, and you guys are doing the whole CBD stuff, right?
Yes, that's right.
A lot of talk about this stuff.
Tons.
You and I have been talking about it for a while.
It's a hot topic, man.
It's almost like a buzzword.
But it's more than a buzzword. It's.
I know what it is.
It's
for
a
you.
hot word.
I know it's a hot word, and I know you get excited about. But what I mean by that is, first of all, there's a lot of things. A lot of people don't know what it is.
Okay.
Right. That's one. And then everybody and their mama has it. Right. Obviously. So you don't necessarily know. Is it? Is it good? Is it bad? Like, and then you have a whole different animal, like the news, taking a hold of it and totally giving it a bad name. Like, what is it? What's in it? And people say that there's THC in it, which really, to be honest with you, some people getting some THC might not be a bad thing. Calm them down a little bit. But, so I actually was interested in what you guys were doing simply because, and I'll hip the neighborhood to it, and then we can get into the science of it and how good it really is, right? But so I always buy things for a feature, right? Yeah. Sometimes it may not be a feature you may want me to buy it for. It may be a feature, an attribute of that thing. But
I get that talking.
I will buy it just for that, right? Like, that's right. I will buy a piece of equipment just because it has like a flip thing that just does something really cool. But it does take good pictures, but it's the flip thing that I want, right? Yeah. So you guys introduced me to your CBD, and when you gave it to me, I was like, no, actually, hold on. Let me give me the swish first.
Oh, the swish.
Yeah. So first, you introduced me to. So you guys had this aquaceutical CBD, and I'm not going to get into what it is just yet.
I got you.
I'm just looking at the bottle, right?
Understood.
So it's like, all right, cool. Here you go. This is a really cool new technology CBD. You should try this out.
Yeah.
I'm real big on stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially with knowing the science behind it. So I tried. I was like, all right, the cool bottle, like everything else. And it's not a tincture. It's now it's a bigger bottle, right? But then with that, I was given this, right?
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. Wait, that's cool, but what's this?
Yep.
Right? And you're like, well, it's also CBD. It's the same aquaceutical, version of CBD. It's just got different features and attributes based on the different kinds that we have. What do you want to do? Do you want to boost? Do you want sleep? Do are you in pain? Or do you just need some calm? I was like, wow, this is the most amazing. I was like, at that point, I was like, I don't even care what's in it. This is cool, right? Yeah. So I was like, this is CBD. So what it is,
I actually remember that. You bypassed me and you were talking about how cool it was. And I'm like,
it's like I could fit this in my pocket and keep it moving, right? So I was like, in this neighborhood, man, with as busy as moms and dads are, I was like, this is a quick fix. Like this, this is cool and the tinctures are cool, but for you to stop and like, measure it out and do that in the middle of the street versus, listen, I'm walking the kid, I really need a boost.
Yep.
I'm going to demonstrate.
Oh, you hear that? That's the sound right there.
Keep it on your tongue.
That's the sound of
and you're done.
Yes.
Right? That wasn't even 30 seconds, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Simple and straight to the point. And like, it's just genius how this thing is. Now let's get into the science of it, right? So that was the reason why I liked it. So I got it and I was like, I'll try this. And we'll see how it makes me feel, right?
Gotcha.
And it's hard sometimes because this is just based off experience. You can't say it works for everybody, right? But for me, and then the other thing is we always talk about the what do you call that effect?
Endocannabinoids.
No. When they fake you out.
Oh, placebo.
Yeah, the placebo. Daddy brain, placebo effect,
the
right?
sugar pill.
Yeah. So at the end of it, I did this, and I was like, whoa. Like literally after an hour, I was really, like I was in a high place, and it really brought me to a calm, borderline, calm, space, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know if it was per se the placebo of this is new and this is cool, so this is really cool that it's working, or if it really was. Yeah. The more I tried it, the more I realized like it was really gnarly. Right?
Well, you're in tune with your body too, because you're a runner, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what you're feeling because as an athlete, you take supplements and you know what if you're taking aminos or if you're taking protein, like they're for a certain reason for recovery and to be the best performer at, whatever, athletic thing that you're doing. And yours is running in that case. So I'm pretty sure you know what it feels like to take a pre-workout or to take something that's an energy booster or something like that, so.
But what I appreciated about it was the fact that it worked as quickly as it did.
Yes.
Right. So that really is where I got curious about how is that possible? Like, am I just imagining this, or is this like really like? And don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying that you're gonna feel like you don't go from like, Superman on kryptonite to Superman without kryptonite. Like, oh, you're ready, but you get that oomph that you need to like push through, or you get that leveled, playing field that you need because you're such on edge, and that's what that did for me. What I liked about it is the convenience and that, but I put it to the test, which I always do.
Tell me about it.
Where And then I swear to God, I'm going to let you go, but I had to give my testimonial on it first.
I'm all for it. Keep talking.
I always try to do this, and people might think I'm crazy. I swear by this, and my wife will also, say that it's true and he's psycho. But anytime I try anything new, I literally will do it for about 3-4 months. I'll do it for a quarter. Okay. See, give it enough time to really settle into my body, and then literally will go to like Quest Labs or LabCorp, and I'll draw some blood. I'll draw some comprehensive panels on myself and see, like, is this really doing me good because I'm feeling great, or is it jacking me up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll just look at all my blood levels, and see where it does. So obviously CBD has been a real big, has had real big play in the inflammation world, right? There's a lot of talk on what it does for inflammation.
That's right.
And that word is such a buzzword too as well. Inflammation, you're inflamed, you're swollen, you're swollen.
Because that causes a lot of disease and ailments,
It does. Well, what I did was I never really had. So there's this one particular test that you can take. It's called a C-Reactive protein test, right? And what it is, it's basically a type of protein that takes place in the liver that gets expunged throughout the bloodstream that basically hints you to inflammation in your body. Okay. And there's a certain amount per liter that determines whether or not you can be at high risk for certain things like cardiovascular risks, right?
Okay.
And it goes like anything less than 1.0. 1.0. Hold on a second. Let me make sure 1.0 milligrams per liter. Anything less than that, it's normal.
Per liter of what is that again? Blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're at a low risk of any cardiovascular disease.
Okay.
Anything between a 1.0 and a 3.0, you're at a moderate risk, and anything higher than a 3.0, you're at a higher risk. Those numbers can be debated because some people will even say they can go as 4 milligrams per liter, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I say that to say this. When I originally took mine, before I started taking your CBD product, and it was the only thing that I introduced to my body at the time. My diet was straight. It was pretty normal. Everything was fine. I was at roughly 0.5 milligrams per liter. So it was a very low risk for me, right?
Okay.
I took this for about 4 months, 3-4 months. Went back, just did some blood work, just curious. Everything looked pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Except the C-Reactive protein test.
Okay.
It dropped to 0.018. Right? So I don't know. I mean,
that's cool.
So for me, and I haven't checked since. I have to actually. I'm due. I'm actually due for another one because I actually do it quite a bit just to see where I'm at. But I've had some good.
Good. I mean, that testimonial is awesome.
Some good,
actually.
Some good reactions from it. My question is, tell me a little bit about what's in it and the science behind it. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people want to know about that.
Yeah. So you said you talked about it being fast acting, right?
Yeah.
So with the fast acting element in these products, specifically is the technology, right? Mm-hmm. So the technology is super important for this product alone, and let alone any other products also. So I'm just going to go into this thing that they're coming out with now, which is called nanotechnology.
Yep.
Specifically for this product, we call it aquaceutical nanotechnology. So what they're doing, there's also CBD and CBG in here with some other ingredients too. So we'll go into a couple of them that I think are pretty important for each designer spray. That's what we call them because they're designed to help with certain things, throughout your day.
I just like the fact that I thought that they were designer sprays because of the cool packaging. Because they are really cool.
Hey, we have a two-way street there where we can call them both. So basically, that aquaceutical nanotechnology creates the particles to be so small to be absorbed better. But they're wrapping them in water. It's not water soluble. It's water encapsulated. So
it's like an ultra. Isn't it like a ultra? I forgot the name of it.
It's ultra absorbable. That's what it is.
Yeah.
99% specifically, to be honest.
Right.
So a lot of the stuff that we're taking these days, anything. Let's just put it into anything, like any nutritional supplement. Nanotechnology is becoming so important because it's more bioavailable. So the fast acting side of it is where so we're bypassing all the digestive tract.
So you're not going through the liver.
Nope.
So most of the stuff, most of the CBD stuff today has to pass through the liver because of the oil.
And they're oil.
Well, it's not. It's fat soluble.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it
it's a
is
form of transport.
Yeah. There you go. So water encapsulation
Faster.
with nanotechnology.
Smaller and faster.
Yep. Lets the product absorb straight into your bloodstream within seconds.
Right. So here's a question. As it does that.
Yeah.
These things that you. Because it's so funny that you said designer. I was like, now I know what the designer is. It's design. The ones that are when you said designer, I literally thought that because of the packaging.
Yeah.
So how did they design each one for the day? Is it based on the added ingredients that you guys put in here?
Yep.
Like that would help for that particular part of the day?
Yeah. Yeah.
For example?
So I mean, you have your 4 different sprays.
Yeah.
From start to finish, pretty much. You wake up or you finish your workout in the morning, you can take the boost. You get through the day, somebody's, you're sitting in traffic, somebody cuts you off. Instead of cussing them out, you just hear the spray. You hear that? You hear that?
Don't do that to them. Right.
Sorry.
Right.
So Serenity, let's say you're having a tough morning.
Right.
You get that phone call, you get that traffic, whatever it is. Pain relief, I mean, I don't know a lot of people, especially now that I'm in my mid-30s, like who aren't dealing with some sort of pain. So, I mean, and you can't.
We sit so much and everything else alone.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't, take too much of this stuff. So all these sprays throughout the day. And then you have your sleep. So sleep, obviously you know what that is. You know what that does. So
but you guys, so you have the sprays, which are the convenient throughout the day ones, right? But every time you talk to me, you always talk to me about the swish, which is the main.
Yes.
This is the.
I know you love the sprays.
Well, yeah, I do, but this is kind of like the anchor of everything,
yes,
right?
That's the powerhouse.
And everybody swears by this. Like everybody in your camp or everybody that I've talked to that uses this, like I will say, like, I'm so loving the sprays. Oh, you're not on the swish? It's not sexy enough for me right now.
Yeah.
The sprays are. But no, so tell me about the swish, though. Why is the swish? Why do you say this is a powerhouse compared to the other ones?
It has 90 other nutrients, minerals, and other blends that are helping with so much more.
Right.
You have your, vitamins A's, B's, you have your aminos, you have your proteins in there. You have everything that you need in there to help as the powerhouse that it is, because it has a mitochondrial blend, it has a glycobiological blend,
right.
It has a mineral blend, and all of these things are playing in tandem synergistically in our body. Listen to me, I sound like a scientist. Synergistically.
the mad scientist.
So they're working synergistically to have that effect on our body, to help balance our immune system, to help with our mental clarity, to help with inflammation, to help dilate blood vessels, all these different types of things that are important to our total overall health, not just getting cannabinoids, or phytocannabinoids.
Right.
Say. So
yeah, no, I got you. So what's the protocol for this one then? Because I know this is throughout the day.
Yeah.
Is this like a morning thing, an evening thing?
Well, I mean, it can tend to give you some energy. So I'd say, maybe advise not to take it after 5, so you can get some nice
So it'll give
sleep.
you somewhat of a boost.
But then you might want to take the sleep spray if you
It's just off.
So look, the swish is really cool. You can take it. I like to take it. I work out first thing in the morning. I drop my daughter at the bus stop. I get to the gym. I get into my workout. After I'm done, I'm in the locker room. I'm shot of the swish, like a capful. That's a serving. There's 36
for the day. That's
Yeah.
Careful for the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe later on, if I'm feeling it, I might need another one.
Yeah.
But I do a capful of that, and then I like to I like to add my things together. So after my workout, the boost, I'm dead serious. I do not drink coffee unless I choose to.
Yeah.
Unless I choose to.
Yeah.
I looked at the camera when I said that.
Yeah.
Because it, literally, it's crazy because now, like you said, when you take it and you test it on yourself, right? I've been going about 5 months on this stuff.
Yeah.
So I know what it's doing to me.
Yeah, I've been on it a little bit longer than that, but it's been really great. Like I actually had one right before we started because I was before the show I was snoozing with the little one, like really trying to catch up on some Z's, and I hit this before, and I actually I'm hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
You
Mike?
know what I mean? So,
MJ.
So, but here's the thing.
All right.
You're talking about something, and I'll just be honest, like because people have questions.
Of course.
You're talking about something that isn't. Our statements that we're making is not federally regulated, right? Like the FDA hasn't approved any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Sadly,
yes. Sometimes, like at the end of the day, if the FDA, I got questions about that particular department anyway. But you do have a situation where you don't necessarily know what you get, right? I'm talking not with you guys, just overall the CBD industry. Just talking about
very
it,
true,
right?
very true.
You don't know what you're getting. How does one, or how would you suggest one do the proper due diligence to find out? Because there are a lot of people that possibly are curious. Like I have somebody like my mom who's very curious about it because, like you said, like she has knee pain, right? Her knee gets rather swollen at times. Whether if she does too much, if she does too much or what have you in the garden or what have you. And she started. I bought her this because she doesn't want to ingest anything just yet, right? So I bought her a topical, and the topical is proven to be great for her.
Yeah.
And it is a CBD topical, and it's done well. What would you suggest to people when they are trying to find out more? Like, how would you suggest them to do their due diligence and try to pick the right product?
I mean, it's an interesting game out here now with the CBD and the CBGs and the other.
You keep saying CBGs.
Yeah, CBGs in this also. So CBG is cannabigerol, which is another phytocannabinoid found in the hemp plant.
Okay. What's the benefits of that?
Well, is
that in this stuff too?
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff. Okay. So it was discovered, I think it was discovered in Israel like in about 64 or something like that. But it's super powerful. Just as much as CBD, actually maybe more. They're calling it the mother of all cannabinoids. Okay. Because it's found in the plant, in the hemp plant when it's a baby. So when the plant, it's
almost, we talked about this. We talked about this at Waller's.
Yeah.
Because Jason was like, so you're saying it's like veal, right? CBG is like veal.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. It's a plant. It's not a living thing. So
well, it is a living thing, but it's just
You know what I mean.
Sorry, sorry for anybody out there that's vegan. We're not trying to, But
no.
I get you.
So CBG is highly concentrated in the baby hemp plant.
Yeah.
So it's more expensive per kilo per whatever measuring unit that we're using, because they're not growing the plant to have flowers or stalks or other materials that can be used.
Right.
And what its potential is for other things too is pretty much the same as CBD, but it just has that more powerful effect because it's just the beginning of this. It's like stem cell.
Yeah. I gotcha. Okay, I never knew that, and I just when you said that, it reminded me of the veal story. We did have that conversation. So all right, so it's got CBD, CBG in it, right?
Yep.
So your product does so, but how does one know? So. Keep going. So what do we do to find out, like, all right, this is the one for me and this is what works for me? Like, how would you go about it, or what would you suggest? Because people come up to you all the time.
Yeah. And
they have questions.
Well, I love it because I think you're this type of guy, too, because you have a lot of interviews with people.
Right.
I enjoy psychology.
Right.
I enjoy conversation.
Mm-hmm. I
enjoy talking to people. I enjoy hearing them, down to the empath interview you had last night. That was pretty cool. I like that. You obviously there's a lot of tricky little ways with empathic behaviors that you got to watch out for, so you don't absorb too much, whatever.
Right.
But you can hear people. You can hear it in their voice when you're having a conversation. Man, I just had this baby. I'm so tired. Like, my job, man, like you can hear it in people's voices, and you're like, like if I had something to help you out in that category of your life, would you be willing to? And most people are. They don't want to have these things that bother them. They'd rather, because like sometimes people are like, this is a healthy option, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all natural, non-GMO. It's CGMP certified. We'll go into that in a little bit because I'm pretty sure you know the importance of that. But it's a healthy alternative to And let me tell you this too: CBG and CBG and CBD release this anandamide in our body, which is the bliss molecule, quote unquote. So you get high, elevated moods without
it's like the runner's high that I get when I run.
Yeah, you said that the other day.
Yeah, same thing.
But you're not. There's no THC in these either.
Yeah, it's not.
So let me tell you that there's no THC in these. So the bliss molecule is released in our body, which elevates our mood, and it just heightens us. So when people are saying these things, I hear what they're saying, because
is it bliss stuff like endorphins, or is it?
Well, I guess there's like a whole couple, like oxytocin, serotonin, it helps elevate our moods and stuff like that. Those are actually all interesting, like chemical releases in our bodies, right?
Right.
So
as you're talking to them and you say, this is one part of your day that I can help you with.
Yeah. Like I'm at the gym early in the morning, right? Yeah. And people that I like to, I'm a chatterbox in the morning. People are like, dude, like I walk in the gym. Hey Billy, hey Bob, hey Mike, hey Dana. Like I'm that.
He's one of those.
Yeah, I'm that.
At that early time.
And I'm grateful for it.
No, that's great. Yeah.
No, but so I hear that I'm tired. Hey man, take a shot of this. See what it does for you.
Right.
I like to share it because as an ambassador of the We Network, what is a network? You're almost like you're nothing without a network in business. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to make more. I like to talk. I like to share. So I don't force a sale. I just say, hey, try this. Take your shots of it. See what it does. Or hey, I can't wake up in the morning. Or I had a rough night. I couldn't sleep last night. I hear what the people are saying, and I just offer them some knowledge that might help them. I carry around pamphlets with me, like little flyers. I'm sharing.
Try to keep people educated.
Sharing.
If you want to find something, if you're curious about it, this is what you can do. Here's some information. Try a couple sprays, see how it makes you feel. At the end of the day, I think it's just the unknown factor.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Everybody's really concerned about whether there is THC in this stuff or not.
That's right.
That's the biggest thing, because I believe that a lot of people would find a lot of benefit. Obviously, this is a non-THC product, but a lot of people would find benefit in just the overall category of CBD if they knew, or if they were a little bit more comfortable with the fact that you can take it and not have to worry about like having that surprise drug test at work, or you know what I mean? Or maybe even the smallest amount could affect somebody in.
Well, yeah, because the trace amounts still matter in corporate world, because it right now, from what I know, as far as the regulations and the testing and all this kind of stuff is going, the tests come positive for THC when you're using certain products, not the one I have, but when you're using certain products. They can test positive. I don't know if it shows the levels, but it shows the levels.
It's supposed to be like no more than like 1.3 or something like that.
0.3%.
Or 0.3%. That's what it is, right? Of THC for it to be
and
legal.
that shows in your system. Yeah. Sadly, and with hemp being such a, during CBD sales and stuff like that too, anybody who represents this will know, and anybody listening will be like, I can't make any medical claims. Okay.
Yeah,
so I'm not making any medical claims. Personal experiences, testimonies, things that I'm running across. It is changing lives, particularly mine.
Yeah.
And everybody else that I've ran across that's been taking CBD in any form. I don't care if it's mine. Yeah. They say how life-changing it is and how awesome it is. Yeah. Few people say that. I've posted that meme that's out with the cat and the ladies like pointing angry, and the cat that's in the corner.
Did I miss that one? I don't know. I get to send it to me.
I should show it to you, but after we're done. So the ladies are pointing and she's angry, and she goes, "You told me CBD would work," and she's got this, and the cat is just in the corner, just shows his head,
hanging, chilling.
Yeah, and he goes, "You bought it from the gas station." So, I mean, like,
what you pay for.
When you go under the reputation of products and stuff like that, that's why I represent myself with this product. I try to, get in conversations with people to where they see the effectiveness of my conversation.
Yeah.
I'm all about the truth, even if it hurts me. You know what I mean? CBD didn't help my hair grow. You see, I'm going bald here. See, the truth.
Yeah, me either. That's why I got a hat on.
Yeah.
That it does not do.
See, you wore the hat. I'm like, is it professional?
Yeah,
Should I wear a hat on the radio? You know?
That it does not do.
So with that being said, like, I like to share my truths and what's happening. So a representative for a product, you know, a knowledgeable person who's taking the time to look, I got how many pages of little notes here just to talk about some things, because I want to make sure that when I spread the information across to people that I'm as knowledgeable as I can.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a scientist, right? There's 4 scientists with 9 PhDs also behind this product because it's CGMP certified. It's
Which means?
Federally regulated.
Where?
To the closest by the FDA.
Here, okay.
Because this, do you know what CGMP stands for?
No, I don't.
Current Good Manufacturing Practices.
Okay.
So in the process of making these, so we're talking about...
So they can't regulate it being made, but they can regulate the practice of it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're, okay.
Well, I mean, there's
of,
regulation now that's going on.
Yes,
and,
correct,
you know.
correct, yeah.
So it's a funny game because there's so much new information all the time. But basically, to get a CGMP compliant stamp on the back of your product, there's through packaging, through
there's a process.
You know, so there's 7 different steps that has to go through to be CGMP certified and regulated by the FDA. So somebody packages that, they have to be compliant with CGMP also.
Yeah.
So
it's a big honor. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and it's important. Like
sounds expensive.
I didn't know that until I saw
the government ain't doing that for free.
Yeah, no.
It sounds expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So talk about being expensive. That's a very affordable product. We'll talk about that later. But CGMP, right? Let's talk about nutrition supplements. I saw my nutritionist for about a year because I wanted to tune in my diet. I wanted to see what was good for me, what was working, what wasn't. Like, I just kind of needed a kick in the rear end.
But yeah, I get you.
So she asked me, "How are your supplements? What are you taking?" You know, and this is like a professional in that world of nutrition. And she says, "Are they CGMP certified or compliant?" And I'm like, "What is that? I don't even know what that is." So now to come to find out how important that is, I mean, like not a lot of people know that. Look at your supplements.
Yeah,
pay attention.
I never knew that.
Pay attention to that.
I mean, when you said CGMP, I thought it was just another.
Ingredient.
I literally thought it was an ingredient.
Man, you should try CGMP. It's great. It's great for mental clarity.
You should try making good products. It's really good for you. It's really good for you and the rest of the world, right?
So being able to like back these products and speak the truth behind it as a representative of the product.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm catered to that. I'm dedicating my time and my livelihood to this. Yeah. So if somebody basically, you know, there's a couple different ways to look at it, but you got to listen to all people, right? Sometimes you got to be able to defer who's telling the truth, who's not, right? Yeah. But as far as that goes,
I just think you got to seek your truth. But go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, somebody may know something you don't.
Yeah.
And if they find, like, for example, me, if you find a calling to do this, and this is something that you consider a life-changing movement, then maybe he's saying something that's worth hearing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You don't have to take it, but if you do and you want to hear about it, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I mean that's a good way of looking at it. That's some good advice to give somebody. Yeah. Really, at the end of the day, you know, it's just, and it's once again, it's just trying to just, you know, it's not like you're jumping out of an airplane, right? But I mean, some people
you
do.
Might because you feel so good. You want to go skydiving.
But I'm spitting.
You want to live life. You got so much energy. You're going to go hang gliding.
I will stay away from the boost then, because I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You did that. I'm not.
Sure,
doing
you don't want to go hang gliding with me?
I really don't.
Come on,
seriously.
one time, maybe.
My life insurance policy says I can't do anything like that.
I
sorry.
got you.
But I
We
can't
won't
go to
tell them.
sleep with the sleep. I can't use the sleep to get to sleep while I'm doing it, right?
Yeah.
But no, people want to know. I am particular about whatever goes into my body, really stringent about it, right? So I've got to make sure that whoever's making it is legit, that they know what they're talking about, especially when it comes to supplements.
That's right.
Because there's really a lot of crap out there, and you could really find yourself once again, speaking from experience, you could really find yourself jacked up if you're taking the wrong thing for too long and not understanding like what's jacking you up, right? So I definitely would say, and you're right, whether you take this or anything else, make sure you do your due diligence.
So that's what I do. I suggest to people when I hear them, like you said, you know, that's how I help in my sense. Like I hear people out, I hear what they say, and I offer them an alternative to say, hey man, maybe this will help, maybe this will enhance your life.
What's the difference between so there's the hemp plant, like, because we talk about CBD and then THC obviously comes in the conversation a lot.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between both plants? They come from the same family.
Yeah.
I've always heard, and you could debunk this as a rumor, or I don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't. I'm just going to tell you what I've heard.
Okay.
I've always heard, let me see if I get this right, that the CBD, or is it coming from the same plant?
The hemp plant. Well, it's actually funny because
they're different plants.
There's a movement that I just followed. James Mesner, I met him. He is, if you Facebook hashtag one plant. People here are fighting in Georgia, the veterans especially. I'm getting into Decatur a lot. That was at the Golden Drop Cafe. They did a Veterans Day event, but the movement James is behind. Hashtag one plant. It's all one plant.
Is it?
Make it legal. The category of plant, like maybe I should Google this real quick.
No. What I'm asking
it's like
is
the name of the plant is the same for hemp and marijuana, from what I learned from James.
Which is
sativa something or other is the name of the plant. I forgive me for not remembering that. It's a quick Google search if you look it up.
So then you're debunking what I've heard. I've heard that, and this may be stupid,
but they are two different. They have two different.
I know, but what I've heard is like the hemp, right, is the male plant.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if there's any truth to this.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're looking at me crazy, it's probably not. You're probably like, I never heard that either. So it may not be true, but I've always heard that I guess the male, like there's a male and a female plant.
Yeah.
And I heard the female plant does the THC, the male plant does the hemp, but I don't know how true that is.
Well, the hemp plant is grown for high, like it's kind of like if you look at it like this, hemp plant is high in CBD and low in THC.
And then vice versa. So that's correct. So it's like high in estrogen, low in testosterone, and vice versa.
So then, specifically, I know what people are probably questioning too with our plants. They're EU organic whole plant THC-free hemp oil.
Okay.
So what happens with the plants here? They're from Ukraine, right? Mm-hmm. So in Europe and Israel, they've been able to do studies for longer. So that side of the world has like way more technology, research, and way more testimonies on and studies, right? So the plants over there that we use are
THC free.
Yeah. So they've crossbreeded low THC
and just eliminated out
breeds, right?
Like totally gotten it out.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So yeah. So,
wow.
So
it's almost like breeding like anything, actually.
And you know what's funny? I'm on all these like social media groups, and people, you can't get zero THC. But now it's so funny, man. Mike, I feel really good.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
Why? Are you gonna tell me?
Yeah. Should I?
Can you tell right now?
Yeah. So
here's what he's doing. I thought it was a secret, but go ahead.
So look, I feel super good about these products.
Yeah.
There's a couple reasons why. Well, let's go into the THC less breeding of plants. Follow social media, the Beard Bros Farms. I love they post articles, they post info. So they're like talking about two things that were important for these products specifically as kind of like a backup to it, but they're not associated with Sealy.
Okay.
So they were talking about breeding plants for low THC or no THC. No THC. And then there was another ad that they put out after I've been representing these products for about 4 or 5 months about how important bioavailability is of CBD and CBG. Yeah. Not THC. They were saying THC is better to inhale and get through the lungs and hit those capillaries and stuff. But CBD and CBG is important. So I feel like Superman. I'm sharing these articles like, look, I told you 4 months ago.
Right.
Like they just released that article last month about how important it is to have bioavailable products and nanotechnology because it's a wave of the future. Not only CBD, CBG, but it's the wave of all nutrition.
I've always heard.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
Okay.
Nanotechnology.
Are we putting some money on this?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll put everything I have.
Okay.
And my Jeep tires.
Okay. And your Jeep tires.
They're almost wore out, but you can.
He doesn't have a lot of money, but those Jeep tires, they'll go a long way.
I got this cool necklace.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they'll go a long way. Yeah.
So look, nanotechnology and nutrition is the wave of the future. It's taking over and it's here to stay because bioavailability and bypassing certain,
Well, I believe that just because, just absorption is a big thing for our bodies today because, half of our food and the soil doesn't have what it needs. What is that?
I know. I always get harped on for this. This is a vitamin.
Okay.
It comes in 2 packs, right?
Yeah.
I have 2 sides of it.
Yeah.
One for AM and one for PM, right?
Yeah.
So when we're talking about supplements, like, why do I have to take 2 packs of that? I'm glad. I've been taking vitamins for years.
This is just something you take. This isn't yours. This is something you take.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
look. Thanks for throwing.
Sorry about
you didn't
that.
have to
Sorry
do
about that.
Man. I didn't know he was like that. So listen. I take 2 of those every day. 1 in the morning. Why? Because a lot of what I take is getting broken down and goes to waste, and only a certain amount is absorbed. So I have to take 2 packs a day. And I think it's. Let me grab that.
Yeah.
I think it's about 14 or 16 pills a day that I take because it's not absorbing all the way, right?
Yeah.
So I have to take 2 packs a day, right?
That ain't nothing. There's a guy, he owns this company. I actually drink his coffee. It's great coffee. It's called Bulletproof Coffee.
I heard about that.
David Asprey.
Yeah.
He takes like 100 and some pills a day, supplements a day.
You serious?
Yeah.
Powders or pills? Or?
Yeah, it's a combination of stuff, but his story is great. And you want to talk about somebody that's really in tune with his body and knows what's going on. Like,
does he look like Bruce Lee?
He looks. He's trying to get to 185 in age, is what he says. So he doesn't look like Bruce Lee, but he's trying to look ageless.
Is he Asian?
No, he's not Asian. He's a white man.
I don't think he can get to 185 then. No,
yeah, that's true.
I'm half Asian, so I can say that.
You'll get to 146.
Yeah.
He's deemed as the guy that's gonna get there. So, just back to your supplements thing, it's just amazing how he has to take the stuff for absorption.
I want to share something else too because like I like to take care of my body. I like to eat good. I do my meal preps and sometimes try to stay away.
What do you eat? What are you eating?
Just lots of like low carb. Like I switched out my carbs for like quinoa and stuff like that, and some grains and vegetables. I try to stay in my diet for sure.
Do you eat meat?
I do.
Well, you don't have to look so ashamed about it.
I kind of feel some type of way lately about that.
I don't.
I enjoy it, but like because like I'm a networker. I'm always on the move, right? So when I meal prep, it's not my funnest thing, but I do it for my health because I want to take care of my body. But meat, sometimes when I'm eating it, like it just gives me this sludgy feeling. Like I've been considering lately trying to be more like add like a vegetarian week out of the month where I try to clean out my system and stuff like that.
Right.
But talking about like our health and what's being put into our body and how we're receiving it, right? So I'm going to show you something. This is kind of crazy. Look at that.
Okay. What is that from?
Dude.
What is that?
You see that?
Yeah, what is that?
It's a bruise.
From?
About 5-inch bruise.
Yeah.
I won't like name a place, but these new places that are popping up where you can get an IV and get all your nutrients and stuff, right?
It's like a hydrating place or whatever,
Yeah, so like we're talking about bioavailability to our body.
Right.
And putting stuff into our bloodstream to have the effect.
That's not from what they gave you. Is that just that?
That's from the IV.
Yeah, but that's just a person that was horrible at putting in a needle, I think.
Yeah, it's not from what they gave me. That's what I heard.
Right.
A couple friends were telling me, they missed the vein, and that's what happened.
That person was horrible.
So the first time I went, they had to do it like 3 times.
Yeah.
So, I liked what it did for me, but when we're talking about bioavailability and what we go through to take these things, like I look like
you just got beaten.
I look like a drug.
So the point is, like, what do you have to do to get it actually into your body?
Yeah, into the bloodstream.
Put in a needle in which a person misses my vein, and then I look like I'm just off of.
So nanotechnology is the wave of the future.
So just spray it. Say it, don't spray it, or
Yes.
spray it, don't say it.
That's right.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. That makes. I mean, I get what you're coming from as far as the way that it's being done, and I think that it's a very smart way of delivering it to the body. Like I said earlier, we are in a place right now where even that it gets down to our soil doesn't have the nutrients it needs, and then on top of that, the high demands of life requires your body to require more. You know, I mean, come on, man, think about it. You got a 12-pound, you got roughly a 10 to 12-pound muscle on top of your head that thinks all the time, right? And it requires 20% of your body's energy. Yeah. Right?
Wow.
But you're giving away, like, your brain, like just your brain alone, right? So, but you're losing the energy, you're losing all the nutrients. I mean, gosh, I learned it the hard way, just running for so long and doing such long distances. At the end of the day, you know, 20-mile runs, how many times a week? Yeah. You lose a lot of that stuff in your sweat, right? Yeah. Whole time, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just, you know, I feel good. It's, you know, but, and then it catches up with you because now, like, all these nutrients are gone. Yeah. You feel like you know what, right? Yep. And then it's like, how do I catch back up? So there's certain things that, one, help you throughout the day with, you know, obviously nutrition and everything else. Yeah. You know, you never can beat food. No. You know, I mean, these sprays and all this stuff is great, but if the food that you're taking in isn't right, this won't do much for you, right? Yeah. This obviously complements what you do, but once you get the nutrition right, and to keep that baseline I feel, of that demanding day, I think this comes in a clever way because of, you know, the system that it affects, you know, and how it can affect your hormones and everything else, to basically settle it out, right?
Well, I'm starting to realize. Well, actually, I knew this, but over my journey of working with these products, the owner, Brad Hager, he's
of the Sealy Network.
Yeah,
of Sealy.
Sealy by Design. Yeah. Okay. He's a genius because he put these blends of ingredients in there that, like, when you do your research on these, you're going to be like, for example, like, you know, the passion flower that's in the Serenity. It's an antidepressant. It helps with menopause relief. It helps with drug withdrawal from opiates, stress and irritability. You know, what else do we have? Holy basil. It restores the body to a more balanced state is one of the major, you know, things that was said about it. L-theanine improves alertness, blocks overstimulation, improves cardiovascular health, promoting production of nitric oxide. So some people even take that as a workout supplement. Have you ever heard of anybody taking that?
Yep.
To help dilate the blood vessels, to help the blood
nitric
flow,
oxide,
so you can, you know, produce.
Listen, there's so many different ways you try to produce more nitric oxide to help your blood vessels dilate, and some of the ways that you can do it, it doesn't necessarily. It's not the most pleasant. I will tell you that. I'll tell you one of the things that I tried, grossest thing ever, but you know, I try to do it as naturally as possible. Right? When I say naturally, through food. Yeah. All right. You know, so a big nitric oxide booster is drinking beet juice, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how many people out there like beets, but it's not necessarily the most pleasant thing.
I like it.
I don't know if you want to drink the juice.
I think it's good stuff.
You know, the juice will do a couple things to you. First of all, it's not.
I eat
like
that thing like an apple. Just.
I don't know. It's the most earthy drink you'll ever have. But, you know, although it does produce really great results, and it does it right, like actually it does it within, I would say, an hour to 3 hours of drinking it. Yeah. Drinking beet juice every day. Yeah. It'll get.
If you have high blood pressure, it's really good.
It's actually really good for you as a person who suffers from that.
So a lot of these have like the natural roots and herbs. That's all of the ingredients in here. So when we're talking about earthy things and natural supplements, like this is all minerals and things from the earth that are given to us to be put into our diet.
With the CBD plant, they does it work the same way? Like there's different strains of them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
There's like a couple. I think North Carolina is prevalent to cherry wine, and there's a couple other that I can't. They're actually starting a lot of CBD smokable lines where these.
I heard that.
These CBD shops / dispensaries now are offering smokable CBD flowers in different flavors. I've been in a couple trying to share some of my products, and I get to see them all.
I'm just nervous. What makes me nervous about this whole craze right now is I feel like it's in a good place as far as like I feel like it does great things. I just feel like it's just so much of it right now that somebody, it only takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch, right? And I feel like sometimes at some point, like there's going to be somebody that spoils the bunch when it comes to this product, actually this line, this particular area of health and nutrition, if you would.
Yeah.
And it just makes me nervous, and it makes me kind of bummed out because, you got people out here like yourself that are actually truly going the distance to make sure that this stuff does truly work. Then you have people like myself who are just guinea pigs that are like, oh, this first of all, wow, this is a cool product.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you in a second if it sucks or not, because I legitimately, like, if this was horrible, I'd tell you. Like, I'd be like, I'm never
you're a truth speaker, too.
I'm never trying this again.
I've always got that from you.
It got to a point where I raved about this so much, Vonda and the crew were like, do you want to sell Sealy? I was like, no, I don't. I want to take it. I don't want to sell it. But I want to tell everybody about it because I think it is very beneficial.
You're promoting it enough. You might.
No, I'm not going to do it, right? It's just not. It's not my thing. It's not my thing.
Got you.
But I do want people to benefit from it because I think it's great, and I think the community around it is really great, and the technology behind it is second to none.
Yeah.
And I do encourage people to do their research on it. One thing I do want to tell everybody that's listening is just Jamie and I decided when we did link up, and I wanted to promote it on the station because I loved it so much. On our website, if you go to our website, for a limited time, we've got a limited amount of sprays, and we've got a real limited amount of this. Not for any other reason other than I like the sprays better.
Yeah.
But if you go to the website, you just go to the website, pick which one you want. Just pick one, and I'd like you to be a Decatur resident. We'll send one to you, no charge. I'd love you to try it out and really, really give me your honest opinion on what you think it has done for you. And I think that's fair. I mean, no cost to you. I mean, Jamie and I are totally going to take care of this for you.
We're hooking Decatur up.
Yeah.
I did a lot of campaigning this month in Decatur. I called it my November to Remember campaigning to get Decatur healthy using CBD and CBG.
I saw Jason Waller the other day doing shots of the swish in his coffee.
Yeah, baby.
Which was actually pretty cool.
That's what I'm talking
actually, it was
about.
Yesterday. I was like, it's funny because I'm having Jamie on tomorrow, so it actually works out really well.
So Jason and Prescott over there, those guys are awesome.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you for introducing me to them, by the way.
People.
Because
it's great space.
Because when I walk in there and I talk to Prescott and Jason about it, they're like, yeah, man, come set up. So cool.
Yeah.
Decatur neighborhood, like I said, get Decatur healthy using and now I as I'm campaigning, I'm going into these different Decatur businesses like Golden Drops Cafe off of Claremont.
It's a cool place.
Jason and Prescott over at Waller's.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And just eating in the neighborhood because I'm in the neighborhood now.
Yeah.
You suggested a couple restaurants to me back in the day.
I got plenty.
Such good stuff.
You ever get lost, I'll tell you where to go.
So the neighborhood is awesome.
Yeah.
And I love like what you're doing to incorporate the neighborhood in something like this because you're about it. And it feels when you're all about it like that, it gives people, you're putting out that frequency, that vibration to say
it's home.
So now that I've came into Decatur and I've left my mark here trying to get you guys healthy, it feels good to be a part of the community.
No, for sure, 100%. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out, and it's not gonna be the only time. I mean, I'm gonna have you guys back for sure.
Yeah.
To talk about this stuff some more, and hopefully by then we'll have some testimonials on how great this stuff has been.
Yeah.
When you're not doing the CBD stuff, what else you doing? I know you're great dad. You love your kids. You're going through the same thing I am right now.
Yeah.
As far as lack of sleep.
I have an 8-week-old. I have.
He's 3 weeks. He's 3 weeks more out the woods than I am.
Yeah.
2 weeks actually.
And I have an 8-year-old who's in 3rd grade.
She's great.
Man, being a father and coming into this age that I am, and being able to share and do projects like this and collaborate with people, especially like-minded people, father, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Being a father of 2 daughters is awesome.
Yeah.
Right now, until they're teenagers, I'm sure.
We're gonna find out soon.
But I'm learning.
You're gonna find out sooner than I am.
I'm learning.
So I'll be taking notes. I'll be taking notes from you, man.
So fatherhood, number one. Family's important. I've been working with my brother. You know, we brought him over the other day. Yeah. He's been helping me a lot with my ads and creating audios and visuals for me to use as marketing materials. Lone Tiger Productions. Check him out on Instagram. Really cool what he's doing. And then I own a car wash in Buckhead. Yeah. So
serial entrepreneur.
And you know what? This CBD helps me with my burnout. Like it is like you see me, I'm here.
You know, the funny part about it is, which I like, it's like, and I think I have a lot of friends, you know, all you guys do the same thing. Like you get so passionate about something, it's like not only does it help you, like, you know, forget that, I'm just going to buy the business or be a part of the business. But that speaks a lot. That speaks truth to, you know, that you believe in a certain product and you're willing to go the distance all the way, which is something that I appreciate. I mean, I got so many friends that do the same thing that I can't appreciate that more. So I definitely look toward you guys as spearheading my future as far as I need to be doing what he's doing and making, you know, believing in things and making my stuff come to fruition like that. You know
what? You are.
We're working on it.
I'm looking up to you too, man. Don't forget that.
Well, that's only because I'm taller.
Oh, you would.
I had to jab that one.
I'm 6 feet tall with my boots on.
With your boots on. So don't forget, everybody, please go to the Decatur FM website. We've got each of the options available. I know there's got to be somebody in this neighborhood that needs a boost, needs some. Sleep is going to be a big one, I have a feeling, and relief, sleep and relief, and boost. Serenity is really good. It's one of my favorites. So definitely check it out as far as Swish. Question for you, Mr. Jamie. I asked everybody the same question.
Is it because you can't say my last name?
No, I can say it. Moungkhoune.
Oh, you got it. Okay. All right.
See, you know when you have people.
Sorry to cut you.
When you have people that just want to you just gotta just slam dunk on them.
Yeah, yeah.
Blam. All right. But here's the thing. I have a question for you.
Okay.
I ask everybody this before they leave. It's kind of like tradition. Even if you come back twice, you're asked the same question before you leave, right?
Yeah.
And the question is, you know, how do you create better community? You know, just trying to be a better place to live, faster, better, stronger. In your words, you know, you obviously have a passion in what you're doing. You're trying to make people healthy. So I feel like that's also a part of it. But in your words, what would it take, or what do you see it takes for us to just be a better community in our world, in our neighborhood?
What does it take? So it starts with the individual.
Yeah.
You know, growing through my ages and becoming more wiser, I'm starting to realize community, network, who you hang out with. You are the top 5 people who you hang out with. So you want to hang around good people. So you were saying, how do you provide for the community?
No, how do you just create better community?
How do you create?
That's it, yeah. So what your advice would be?
So I have a couple of vlogs that I created lately too. And it's like, it's all about kind of like centering yourself, you know? Like, I know it's easier said than done because there's not... You know, this is an intricate question. You had to do this. You had to do this to me.
I do this to everybody. Don't feel bad.
Because when it comes down to individual, you have to. For me, I'm going to speak for me. Mm-hmm. I have to slow myself down. I have to enjoy the moments. I have to take my breaths. I have to use all the tools that are given to me to be able to have a clear mind, a clear slate. I have to know my why. You know, and there's so many reasons why. Yeah. You know, and that. To me is important to be the best person that you can be as an individual. And then once you're there, however you get there, I have other ways to share with people. I share with people all the time about the Vonda House. We'll go into that later.
Yeah.
But that, you know, is my way to share in the community by being the light, you know, being the higher frequency, being the higher vibration, raising my own positive consciousness to then share that frequency out
with the world, right?
And it's obvious, it's apparent. Mm-hmm. You can see it. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like I'm gonna toot my horn because I feel like I'm in a really good place.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And because I'm in a really good place, I can literally enter a group or be in a room of people and literally they're like, who is that guy? Mm-hmm. I want to know him. I want to hear his story. I want to, because I'm talking now with vigor and passion and power, not power in like a, you know, let me control the world kind of power, but a power that is like standing behind something, you know, and that is for community.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. That was good.
Yeah.
You are doing it. You could definitely tell in your face and your smile. So that's definitely something that you should not lose, and the quality you should not lose, because it definitely puts it out there in the world. But since you've been working out, I also do this with everybody else. I want to test your grip.
Man.
Have we done this yet?
I got the worst grip in the world.
Did we do this yet?
I've been losing arm wrestling competitions since I was 15.
Have I done this with you? In the studio? Oh,
no.
okay, because this has been good. So I have a freakishly strong grip. And, the only reason I like to do this is because I normally win every single time.
This is not fair.
So what's your dominant hand?
My right hand.
Okay, so you're going to take this and you're going to squeeze it as... This is funny. This is just for giggles, guys.
Yeah, giggles, whatever. So does it need to be on, or can I just
is it on right now?
No, it's not on. Do I need to hit on?
Let me hit on right here. And hold on, let's do start.
I might break it.
Kill it as hard as you can. Squeeze
did you hear all those knuckles crack?
Go hard as you can. Do it. All right, stop.
All right.
What'd you get?
Well, come on, you're telling me to go, and then you.
Oh, that's good though. 118 pounds.
Did you hear all my knuckles crack?
Yeah, but that was 118
like
pounds.
literally every single knuckle in my hand cracked.
Yeah, I mean, you hurt yourself doing that.
So what did I get? 282 pounds?
Yeah, right. 118 pounds.
Come on, that thing's lying. That was 200. That was 200 pounds.
Do it again.
I'll do it with my left.
Left
hand.
up what? Look at the left. What? Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Listen to it go.
114.
So you ready?
That thing's broke, man.
What do you think I'm gonna do? What do you think my number?
What did I get? 180?
Yeah, 118.
118.
Yeah.
I keep trying to exaggerate it.
18. What do you think I'm gonna do?
So if I did that and you say your grip is really strong, you look like you got those eagle talons over there.
Yeah.
Let's say 200.
Nah, dude, I'm not gonna do 200. I'll tell you that right now. All right, let's see what I do today, because I've been tired. I didn't sleep last night.
I just want to make him feel good, guys. Oh, man.
149.4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is a strong grip. Because I never did one of these before, so now I'm understanding the calibration of this thing.
Yeah, after we get off the air, you can stand up and try it again.
Yeah, we might have to.
Yeah, you might have to let your grip...
Where do you get these things calibrated?
Where do you? At the gym. It's called LA Fitness.
Oh, okay.
Every morning at 5 a.m. Me and Arnold are working out. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the Gator FM. Jamie, I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're definitely going to be, definitely boasting about you to the neighborhood. Don't forget, guys, go on the website, get a sample. We'll send it to you, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget, Thursday, once again, Terrific Thursdays goes on in the Square City of Decatur. The cookie tasting happens this Thursday at participating Terrific Thursday stores. So make sure you keep it in Decatur, and make sure you actually support our retailers. Speaking of which, tomorrow on the show, we have our folks from Deer and Dove, the new restaurant here in Decatur, which you need to probably
check it out.
You got to take a date there to dinner, because the food is great. They're going to be here in the studio talking about Terrific Thursday. So hopefully you guys can tune in then. Tomorrow morning, we kick it off like we always do. My girl Allison here kicks off the day on Decatur FM with Little Left of Center. Her podcast comes on, followed by the girls I know and love, my favorite Southern Jewish sisters. And I'm serious, we're related. We're talking about Allison and Amanda Sis and Tell. The podcast is going to be going on at 10 a.m. And then we do a rebroadcast of Meet Your Neighbor at 11 a.m. Lots of stuff going on Decatur FM tomorrow, so make sure you check us out. Any last-minute shout-outs to anybody?
Shout out to my daughter Malia and my newborn Miliana for melting my heart. You women are going to be... Wait till you see
gifting your
this.
curse.
Yeah,
you're gifting your curse.
Everything. Don't you dare give me a curse. No, I'm just messing with you.
Wait till them boys come around. We'll talk to you.
No, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Talk to you about it. Real quick before we go, and I forgot to ask you, how can people find you?
Oh, check out my name. It's nobody in the world has my same name besides my family. Okay. So my last name, hit that on Facebook. I'm on there. I'm sure you put my information.
On the Decatur FM website.
I have my Instagram is New Success, NU_success. I share a lot. I got my vlog too. If you just Google my name, I'm sure everything will pop up.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for listening. And everybody have a great hump day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you. Bye-bye.
Welcome to another edition of Terrific Thursdays, where each and every Thursday, the shops around downtown Decatur brings you amazing local steals and deals for the holidays.
Thursday, November 21st, Terrific Thursdays happens, and this one is going to be a favorite.